All right, all right. Corey Winkoff here, Program Director of FLG. And on the line, we got Eric Gennari, who is one of our FLG alumni. Really looking forward to getting to know Eric a little bit more and hear about his story. Before we kind of jump over to you, my man, we're going to just give everyone a rundown on what FLG Cribs is. Basically, this is going to be web interviews with the FLG alumni, players who are currently in college, to kind of hear your story and also educate players who are currently going through the recruiting process. So we're going to kick it off by hearing your story about how you ended up at Union right now.
All right. So, hello everybody. So how I ended up here at Union was kind of a long road, but graduated from Southside High School in Rockville Center in 2013. Was kind of under recruited. Really didn't have that many looks, honestly. Some from Division III, some D2s, a little from Division One. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. So just using friends and people in my community who had started using the postgraduate year in boarding school as kind of a ladder to get to the college. I exploited the boarding school route, applied to a few different ones, went to did a year at Deerfield Academy, graduated there in 2014. After that year, didn't commit to a team, but went to applied just individually to Providence College after having talked to a few of the coaches there. They gave me the walk-on recommendation. Decided to walk on there. Was fortunate enough to have that opportunity and was able to make the team. And then obviously from there, things happened. We'll get into a little later about transferring, leaving to Union. But the process wasn't as smooth as some others have went, or as people kind of see it in the media nowadays with a lot of younger guys committing very early, especially in hotbed areas, me being from Long Island. It was difficult. I mean, it was definitely heating up as far as the lacrosse nationally goes. So it took a little longer, a little ways to get there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That was really it. There wasn't any, didn't really take that many visits, didn't really see that much. But I'll get into that in a little bit as far as all that goes.
Let's maybe dive into the process that you went through when you kind of transferred from Providence to Union. What did you kind of do in that time? Like, how long did it take? Was it immediate? Were you admitted into Union and on campus a month later, or did it take a little bit of time? And what did you kind of do in between to get to where you are now?
At Providence, I kind of knew right away. The thing was, when I look back on it, and what I really have come to think about it was I listened to too many other people's perceptions of the school and what they thought and what they liked about it. I really didn't take into consideration my own interest and what I wanted to get out of the school. So when I was there, I just recognized early on that the atmosphere of the school, maybe the Division I lifestyle, I was looking for something a little dialed back. Now that I'm playing D3, that I could kind of have a little diverse lifestyle, get into things I'm interested in. But yeah, I don't know. Other people's opinions of the school and not really taking into consideration what I wanted. And then from there, I just coming to that realization and knowing that I had picked a school that wasn't for me. That was also a tough part, but just being honest with yourself, and that's how I knew. And then from there, just having the safety net of Nassau Community College on Long Island, just 15 minutes from my house. I knew that once I left there, I could use that as kind of a rebound, a backboard to help me just figure out what I want personally, figure out myself a little bit, and then kind of just do my own research a little more than I had done in the past to figure out a school that I really want. And I was fortunate enough to have found Union. And
Great. And what's maybe like one thing that you learned while you're over at Nassau Community College, maybe about yourself or about like your game or you as a student, or maybe even something that, was totally out of the ordinary?
Definitely learned a lot about myself athletically, academically, personally, off the field and out of the classroom. Personally, I would say I really just figure out myself individually. I guess I was kind of more into just holding things in. But then at Nassau, I was able to express myself a little bit more, kind of spread out my interest a little bit. Academically, I was able to really just hone in on the skills I wanted to hone in, as far as whether it was better writing, better reading, or just any aspect of the classroom. Just, I don't know, I figured out how I needed the time management a little better. Everything correct in order to keep a good GPA, because GPA is very important. You don't really realize that once you're in high school, but as you get older, you understand the importance of that. But just being more mature as an individual all around, and then athletically really figuring out what your strengths and weaknesses are. And the coaches over there at Nassau are very helpful with that, and really producing a player that they feel that makes you the best and more appealing to a school if you're looking to transfer.
Sure. And, obviously now you're a Union. Are you happy with your decision, and how are you enjoying it?
Couldn't be happier. When I was at Nassau, what I wanted to do, what I hadn't did in the past when I was looking at school while I was at Deerfield and while I was in high school, was just get out and see as many campuses as I wanted to, because I felt like in the past I hadn't seen that many. I really didn't know what I wanted for a school, big, small. I thought I wanted big, but now I'm at a very small liberal arts school. I figured now, I think that's just, for me personally, I think a small liberal arts school just fits my interest a little bit more. You see a lot of common faces every day. You know a lot of people, everyone around campus. You're not just secluded to people on your team or within the athletic department. You really get to meet people just of all different interests. And then, but yeah, I couldn't be happier here.
Cool. And, let's talk a little bit more from like an athletic perspective. How is Union different than maybe your experience at Providence? And maybe let's focus on like the fall and then preparing for spring season, considering you just kind of went through that and now you're, in a position where you're preparing for, another big season in the spring.
Definitely. Very different. So, Providence College is Division I. And that Union is Division III. So there's obviously a lot of different rules and regulations we have to follow. Providence, that's just your typical D1 schedule. You're every day in the fall. You're either 2 days almost with lifts or practices. You got to do a lot of film study. Definitely a lot more time. Here at Union, we start a little later too. With practices and all that, we get about 2 weeks to get used to our schedule and the trimesters, because Union is trimesters. I'll get a little bit into that a little bit. And then we're just 3 days a week. There weren't any early mornings here at Union in the fall. I'm looking at my schedule from the fall right here right now. We would usually go Monday, Wednesday, Friday night, around either between at 4:30 in the afternoon. Sometimes we'll go 8:50 at 8:15 at night. And that's really our practice, with 2 lifts on Tuesdays and Thursdays, usually around in the late afternoon, around 4 o'clock. But this is definitely a lot more suitable, the Division III schedule, towards just being able to really spread your interest around and concentrate on your academics.
Cool. Do you know what you want to start studying?
Yeah, I'm actually studying political science and either going to minor in psychology or economics. So that's what I'm doing right now. So for me, and I know a lot of the teammates here, they like the fall schedule, because it really gets you a chance. You get to play, you get a lot of opportunity to play, but you also have a lot of opportunity to off the field take care of your work that needs to be done, and whatever else you have to take care of. Absolutely.
A little earlier you mentioned trimesters. You want to just give me a little bit of not necessarily a definition, but a breakdown of what trimesters are and how it kind of works at your school specifically.
Yep. So yeah, here at Union we're doing trimesters, a fall trimester, winter trimester, spring trimester. There are 3 10-week periods. You take 3 courses as opposed to a semester-based, where it's split the year in just in half in the fall, spring semester. You probably take somewhere between 3 and mainly 5 classes. Usually semester students take 5 classes, maybe 6. But here, we take 3. You could take 4 if you want, if you end up being a little behind, or if your major requires you to take 4. But yeah, it's 3 10-week periods. There'll be a midterm around week 4 or 5, finals on week 10. The 3 classes per term makes it definitely very favorable towards athletes or people very involved with other clubs or activities, extracurriculars outside the off the field or off the court. because that's just 2 less classes than you would be taking as a semester based. So that is self-explanatory in itself, the amount of work that just you wouldn't have to be doing as opposed to 5 classes in a semester. I know I like that very much. Makes everything very, very easy to balance, academics, athletics, and whatever else you want to do, different clubs, and then still have free time. Just relax and kind of just however you spend your free time, just get your mental game all refreshed and all that, which is really nice. Definitely favorable towards a student and an athlete.
It's great. It's got to be nice to have, the free time, not just to focus on your academics, but even kind of like figure out what you want to do, maybe in a couple of years, and maybe work towards something that's going to set you up for success when you graduate, which, I think, a lot of players that are very consumed with athletics don't get an opportunity to do. So are you starting to kind of map out maybe, once that spring season's over, what you're going to be doing in the summer, maybe as an internship, or what you want to focus on when you graduate?
I'm not sure what I'll be doing this summer yet. That's one of our coaches' that's his big thing is about post-graduation and return on investment to our parents and families. Because the unit has a very good reputation as far as academics. The alumni here and our men's lacrosse team is very involved with different events we go to during our breaks between the trimesters. As our coach says, we use the career center very weekly. The way he says it is he wants the career center to kind of be like our 4th class every day, or maybe 3 times a week. You're going in there. It's like, hey, what internships are opening up this week? Like any new calls or anything coming this week, or for the older guys, or just a freshman getting in there, freshman sophomores getting there, working on your resume. Just how can you just get to one step forward than you would if you weren't so much involved with the team, just to kind of just get a move on those things, because that will speed up on you quickly.
Sure.
But yeah, the post college and the in between years in the summer, those things are very important to us and the players and our team and our coaches. Everyone kind of sets themselves up for their future.
Well, while all that stuff's really important, let's talk a little lacrosse now again. I want to know what you guys are up to as a team. I want to know, how you're doing, and I want to talk a little bit about the season ahead and how the team's going to be looking. So you want to give us a little rundown on how you guys are looking?
Yeah, I'm excited. Our team we have a lot of talent here. I was never going through high school. I was always unsure about the D3 thing. I kind of got too narrow-minded with the whole Division I thing. I think that some of the younger guys could kind of open up a little bit more about. Kind of just don't be so narrowed in on the whole Division I thing, because there's a lot of some hidden gems out here in Division III and Division IIs as well. But I don't know, our team is very talented. A lot of guys that could be playing at high levels somewhere else. But we open up with Endicott on March 1st. That's coming up in about a month or so. Got a month to prepare for that. Got a good group of seniors. Our senior Tommy Lawton, face-off guy, and defenseman, and Peter Richardson, attackman. Three returning a bunch of accolades they've gotten over the past previous years. So they got a good leadership going. We got a good core group of guys. We're excited. The conference is tough with RIT, St. Lawrence, and RPI kind of headlining it. Some tough out-of-conference games with Wesley and Williams and the guys I just said.
So you guys preseason, I think you got, or last year, you guys had 8 all-conference players. That's obviously a ton of talent on one team. And like you said, you got guys on your roster that I'm sure could play, almost anywhere. Where do you think and why is all that talent on Union? And, tell us a little bit more about not just the talent, but the culture of the team. What is it like, not just going into a season, but day to day, as you guys kind of work together as a group?
I would say it probably definitely starts with the coaches. Having a coach who's in the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame, Coach Paul Aram, is definitely that's huge stepping stone. So he could use that in a lot of different ways he wants to promote to school. But he's just a very straight up. He's as old school Long Island coach as you could get. He's from Freeport, New York. I think sometime coached at Limbrook and then coached at Herkimer for a while, played at Cortland. But they do a real good job of recruiting. Like I have said to you or personally before that we kind of over recruit here, bring a lot of guys in, and then kind of some guys kind of fall off with the whole cutting process. But I think that really kind of shapes a core team with a lot of talent by bringing in a lot of guys. And then with the school academics itself and their reputation, I think it brings in a lot of guys that are very focused towards their academics who are also very good lacrosse players that were kind of turned away from the whole D1 thing because they're kind of focused on their academics a little bit more than they would probably want to spend on their athletic ability. But they're all very good players while being good, very, very smart. So that's very attractive towards the school for them to come here. And then just kind of preparation day by day. Every guy is definitely very professional and businesslike. Starts from the seniors, very mature group. And then on every day, every preseason practice so far, it's kind of just been bring the energy, and everyone kind of comes in there. No one really talks. Everyone kind of just goes about their wits and kind of puts in the hard work. And then hopefully we'll see the fruits of that labor kind of later on. But I know we're really excited about this year, this group and this senior class, and then some of our younger guys as well too. So,
Do you mind sharing maybe something about Union as, lacrosse program or even as a school that other people may not know or maybe can't necessarily research on your school website?
Yeah, that one I was kind of thinking that was kind of a tough one. There's so much to think about in that question, but as a lacrosse program, I would definitely say definitely the tight-knit community. That's hard to explain or kind of promote. All the guys on their team are very close, whether you're a freshman or a senior. Especially me being a new transfer, I was kind of just welcomed in as a guy that's been here all along, and kind of just worked out perfectly as far as that goes. Everyone's very welcomed. Coaches do a good job of leading and making sure everyone's kind of just got their head on straight. Everyone's getting along, but I mean, it works out well. They don't even need to do that. Everyone's got good intentions, but
sure.
And the school itself,
well, I thought it was pretty interesting you mentioned about the trimester, something I didn't know.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty unique. I mean, the school they do say how they have trimesters, but yeah, I mean, it's very different. I mean, having done trimesters and a semester both, I think the trimester is definitely student friendly. Like I was saying before, you have an opportunity to handle a lot at once. And then the breaks are nice. The breaks are nice since there's 3 trimesters. After your fall term ends, you have a 6-week winter break from right before Thanksgiving. So you go home for Thanksgiving and you don't have to worry about finals, which is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving, get to have time with your family, and you have the next 6 weeks with your family, and then you're home for then. Don't have to go back, worry about finals. You come back about a day or two after New Year's, and then we're kind of here since we're lacrosse and we're spring season, we're kind of here till June. So we came back, class started January 3rd. It's another 10 weeks. That will end around, the winter term will end around March, probably around second week of March, around 13th, 14th, around there. And then as a team, we're actually off to play California, to play Whittier College. So we'll be out there. I think it's Los Angeles or San Diego. I'm not really sure to be exactly. We'll be out there for 5 days, and we just have a week off between winter term and spring term. And then we'll come back from San Diego after playing Whittier and just having a couple of days of relaxation, California for 4 days, and then right back into our conference schedule back here. And the spring term will start up at 2 with classes, and that's another 10 weeks of classes. And we'll end around kind of closer to when the high school ends, a little later than the more traditional colleges end, like second week or first week of June about. So it's different, but it's nice. It's like I was saying, it's very friendly towards the individual and athlete and the student.
That's awesome, man. Well, that sounds like a really fun trip. I'm sure you guys.
Yeah. Well, I know we're all looking forward to that, but with the snow falling down outside, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think overall, man, this was extremely beneficial. I really appreciate you kind of talking about your journey. Like, there's so much bits of quality, piece of information that kids can learn just from like your story alone. And I know that's something that you shared with a lot of kids within the FLG program. I'm glad you can kind of share with the world now of all the guys that follow us. So thanks a lot for everything here, man. I really appreciate it. I'm sure you guys are gonna crush it this spring too.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Do you want to give us maybe a quick tour of your
Yeah,
dorm?
I'll give you guys a quick tour. So, yeah, we're sitting in my common room right now. A charger. Good to go, or?
Yeah, I'm just plugging my computer's about to die, so I'm gonna plug it in. All right, you're good.
All right, so yeah, we're starting here. We're in my common room right now. Some couches, some workouts, chair. There's windows over there. It's kind of tough to do this way, but yeah, this is one of my friends. Where is it? Kind of centered in. That jersey right there is from our senior game last year, and one of my I still live with two other lacrosse guys. They hung their jerseys up. It was kind of like a one-time alternate kind of jersey, black mesh, kind of something to get the seniors fired up on their senior day. So I know all of the younger guys who came back, they hung their jerseys up on their walls, which is kind of cool.
Are you guys on campus or off campus?
We're on campus, and we're in a sophomore dormitory with suites. There's a freshman dormitory with suites to the left over here, and then there's another hotel we call it a hotel kind of dorm because it was actually designed after a Marriott. So kind of all the rooms are set up with carpet, own bathroom with a tub, the weight for food if you're hungry. So that's kind of cool. There's some more single living down there. It's a little quieter because it's all the way in the bottom of campus and by the lower athletic fields. But that's nice for any upperclassman who doesn't want to live up campus, or any of the guys not involved in Greek life that don't want to live in the house.
Sure.
Or do any fraternity, stuff like that. But yeah, just continue a little bit. Got some fridge. This is our big TV right here. We got an Xbox set up. One of my roommates brought an Xbox One. That's very useful for Netflix and all that. We got a nice little tapestry here to cover the lights that they come with the room. These are my two roommates and teammates' room. It's kind of dull in here. I don't know. They don't put much on the walls. They got a nice Navy SEAL US thing. Yeah, I don't know. We're very clean, so you won't see a lot of mess around here. As you can see, bed made. Bed not made, but that buddy's he's gone for the weekend. He had to go home. And then got a Michael Jordan poster there, if you could see. Great. Don't tread on me. Along with the American flag we have over here. And then into my room here. This is my roommate's side. He's got all his posters and whatever. That's his desk. This is my desk here. As you can see, kind of organized, like I was saying. Calendar, books, map of the school I use because I didn't really know where I was going the first couple of days. Got my hats here. Got my FLG hat somewhere over here. That I was wearing.
Get you a new one.
Got my my UPS vest. That's where I worked when I was home for 6 weeks. Kind of a seasonal helper job, so that was kind of nice to keep me busy. More posters. New York City skyline. Remember home a little bit. Have the old Providence helmet. You can kind of see that in there. Kind of rep that. Just know where the journey all started. LeBron poster. And then this is actually my friend. He has his own clothing company, and that's one of their T-shirts they made. So it's kind of a cool Marilyn Monroe design. I kind of hung that up.
What's the name of his company?
It's called Washed Apparel Company. Shout out to them. Tim Edmonds plays lacrosse at Harvard. Show them some love. And then, yeah, I got some jackets over here. These are our closets. Got a nice little lacrosse rug, American flag thing going on. And then, yeah, this is my roommate's desk. But yeah, I mean, pretty simple, sweet setup. Two bedrooms, 2 person per room, and then a big common room, which definitely makes you everyone brings their own couches and all that, kind of make it nice for having people over for games, football on Sunday or whatever games they're watching a movie or something. Definitely friendly for sophomores. And then, yeah, this will be our last year, I guess, living on campus. So it's kind of nice setup.
Where
the freshmen.
Where you guys head next year? Are you off campus?
Yeah, well, actually, because the lacrosse team, we're all involved in the Greek life. So we'll all be living in one of our fraternity house together next year. So I guess I could have explained that a little bit more about the whole Greek life is involved with in Union if you choose to, if you want to. I know most of the guys on the team do it. So we'll be all living together. All the sophomores in the house all lacrosse players will be together next year. And then senior year, there's many off-campus houses. Everyone has the options to choose from. And there's a lot of townhouses, too, that people can choose from where there's multiple people living. There's also brand new suites they built on the lower campus. So definitely a lot of options and opportunities for people to live wherever they want, so which is nice. It definitely fits every crowd and whatever everyone's looking for.
Did you find yourself like kind of staying on campus in the fall, like on weekends, or is it more you used to you would travel and take that time to go visit other guys?
Definitely I stayed on campus, which was yeah. I mean, I don't know, when you're enjoying it, I guess you're kind of here a lot.
Cool.
A lot of good guys here. Everyone here is very nice. Everyone across campus, all student body. But yeah, I really didn't. I don't think I went home once or visited anywhere in the fall. So I was here every weekend. There's always a lot going on. We have the Division I hockey team now, so they're in season. Who won a national championship 2 years ago. So that's pretty cool for the school having a big D1 program like that. So there's games to go that. Like now, in the fall, there was football games. Our football team competes in a good conference here. So that's always fun to go to. They get a big crowd from surrounding towns and all that. So there's tailgates for that. Big barbecues. So there's always something going on. So yeah, I really didn't find myself going to visit other places or seeing. Although I'd love to see a lot more of my friends I haven't had a chance to see, but I don't know. Everyone's got their own things going on, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun here.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying enjoying it on weekends too. It's always nice to experience your school in a lot of different ways. Other than just being in the classroom and being on campus and obviously dealing with what you deal with your lacrosse team. That's great.
Yeah. And being in being in upstate.
Go ahead.
Being in upstate New York, you're kind of in a unique area. You got a lot going on around you. I don't know. I mean, I've always liked the upstate New York area. It's very nice. It's kind of peaceful up here. There's a lot of things you could go to, drive to, like close by cities or whatnot. Not far from New York City, 3 hours away. And then now the winter, a lot of close things for skiing. We're very close to Vermont and kind of those things if you're interested in that. But yeah, I mean, even if you don't want to be on campus, there's a lot of things to do up here in upstate New York. Kind of cool area to be in.
Do you? I know through our conversation here, you have a lot of good advice. Is there maybe one thing you want to reiterate or kind of highlight, for anyone that might be going through that recruiting process, like one little piece of advice?
Yeah, definitely. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, and what I've definitely came to realize now, is definitely try to understand your own wants. Really be honest with yourself. I definitely found myself personally, as kind of cliche as that sounds, to the whole leaving Providence, going to Nassau, and then kind of really just doing my own work. Just being honest with yourself and just talking around with the people that care and that want to help you, because those people and obviously your own thoughts are definitely going to get you to where you want to be. So yeah, I would definitely just say be honest with yourself, do your own research, and just when you're making a decision, know that decision is going to be what you want to be and the place you want to be. If you're not playing lacrosse or if you're injured or for whatever reason, that whatever happens that you can't participate, that you're just going to want to be there, because obviously it's a big importance. College, whatever you go, it's important. That's where you're getting your degree from. And then grades, obviously grades are important. Keep those up. Wasn't as much of a student as I am now, a little couple years back, but it's never too late to focus on those things, and because it's really important down the road once college is over.
Do you feel like the idea of being honest with yourself is something that maybe players that are going through the recruiting process need to maybe seek out for a little bit of help on? Maybe they need to utilize other people's opinions a little more, or maybe there's people around them that they didn't refer to that they should have, or is it more of like an internal thing where you really need to kind of look at yourself in the mirror and figure it out?
It's definitely a good medium of both. I mean, I think it's easy to going through high school and when graduating 2013, the early commitment process was starting up to really become a thing. So it's easy to look at your peers and your teammates and seeing a lot of the guys who are committing and making all these big school signees. Just not to get too caught up in that, because that's easy to fall into, and then you're kind of like, where are those schools' emails to me and all that. But just kind of, hey, what's up? You can come in if you want, if you need to do something. Sorry about that. But yeah, kind of just don't get caught up in all that. And then I guess talk to the coaches that know you the best, or your teammates that know you the best. Talk to your family, your parents, siblings, or your club coaches, anybody who you seek out as a mentor. Just talk to them, and then they could really help you out. And then obviously, like I was saying, just know yourself. Kind of just figure yourself out and what your personality and your interests, what you really want to get out of the school and all that, and then figure that out. But yeah, I would definitely say it's definitely a medium of personal, and then those who are close to you that want to help you out the most.
Awesome. Thanks for all the advice, Eric. I appreciate it, man. Hope you guys have a great rest of the year. I wish, last year we were up at Union. We took a little visit. I don't think we'll be able to make it up necessarily in 2017, but, maybe next fall or next spring we'll get a chance to stop by.
Yeah, whenever you guys are available, more than welcome to come by. It kind of gets lost in the mountains of upstate New York, but it's a fun place, really nice place, welcoming atmosphere. So whenever you guys get the chance, definitely come on by. And thank you for this opportunity to share Union and our school and our program with you.
Absolutely. I really appreciate that, man. We'll be in touch here and talk soon, all right?
All right, perfect. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you. I appreciate it.